So analogies are very, very good, especially if you're presenting technical information and you want it to come across with like more punch. You know, have an analogy. Analogies, sometimes we can do an expert opinion. That's a really good one. Warren Buffett said that he went to 2 different universities, but he said he never actually brought the diplomas from the universities into his business office. He said, I forgot about them, but the one diploma that's still on my wall to this day is the one I got from a public speaking course. It's the best investment I've ever made. And I tell young people, start there, right? So I'm borrowing somebody that's an expert who agrees with what I'm trying to push, right? So you can ask, you can search on YouTube, right? They're just people that agree with what you're trying to make it more interesting. So it's not just like a vanilla dry presentation. You give it something that's like either pop culture or celebrity to like really make it like, oh yeah, this presentation is for today, you know, on this day in 2024. Expert opinion. Sometimes you throw in a quote. Sometimes right when you're at this slide, perhaps you can do some kind of visual, right? Maybe you could do a handout, right over there, or show some kind of artifact, or let me share this video with you, and then you play a video. Anything to just change the monotony, so it's not like the same thing over and over and over again, right? Etc. There's probably other things you can do, but basically what I'll do, so slide number 1, I'll try to have usually about 3 to 4 arrows, like branches, like this. So that maybe this could be that personal story, and I'll name it. Let's say Warren Buffett, that's an expert opinion. I'll literally go Warren, and usually I'll just do one word, because my brain knows already. And what I like to do is make this a poster board, or one of those easel pads with the sticky. I will literally do it in markers, just like I'm showing you right here, the same size. So what I would ask you to do is, like, next time you prepare for a presentation for the company, literally get yourself a poster board the same size as this board, or similar size, big whiteboard, and then do it with like different color markers, make it super big, then you tear it off and you put it somewhere where it's gonna hit your line of sight. Could be your bedroom.
But what's interesting with like my presentations is it's all sort of like evident. Like it might be a little tricky for legs in terms of not all the legs, but like stats is all I'm talking about basically. So
okay.
It would, it's less of like the idea, right, is like I work on coffee, so we're doing ready to drink coffee in a can, right? So what I do is I go to Walmart and I go, here's the category of coffee, here's the performance, right? So category coffee, let's just make up numbers, declines 52%, 3 out of 4, people under 21 years old are drinking coffee, boom, boom, boom. It's more of a sales pitch, if that makes sense. And it's a lot heavy of like, here's the brand, here's the idea of the brand. And we're trying to sell it to like Kroger, Walmart, all these stores. That makes more sense,
so in this case, you won't use a lot of
it would just be stats,
You're building it out of mostly stats, and I think you're telling a story too.
You are. It's
a short story.
It's storytelling, right? But it's storytelling within like, it's more storytelling of like, how are you going to go about it, right? So we talk about the category. So let's act like you're somebody from Kroger, right? Like, here's how big the category is. Here's $4 billion that you're missing out on. Here's the competitors that you might have in it right now within your store. Here's why our product is better, right? So here's the 60% less sugar, half the calories, things like that. So it's much more of like a sales pitch, I would say, than it is. This is still super helpful for in general, because at some point there will be more presentations like that, but these sales pitches are a little bit different. And
also you're presenting to C-suite, who have the attention span of a goldfish.
So it's exactly.
And you're not gonna go through analogies.
100%. It's just big hits. It's exactly.
So what's the average even length of the time that you're presenting?
So we'll get like I have one on Thursday that is over over Zoom, but that'll be, I mean, for my brand, it'll be 5-10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still quick hitters. I mean, it's really like, there's not many words on the page.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just have your talk track and hit the numbers.
And then what happens after that? So how long is the entire...
So the entire thing will be like 4 hours for every brand. So Coca-Cola, Sprite, Mr. Pibb, all these other brands.
But your part is like 10 minutes, let's just
coffee.
say?
Yeah, because
or does it go into Q&A after that? Or?
So they'll do at the end like any questions, but that's basic, hey, what flavors are you gonna, anything that I might have missed. But it's not as extensive. Now there's one that'll be in June. That one's in person in front of 300. Same sort of format though. You go up there for 10 minutes, you have your sales slides. Here's the category, here's the brand, here's why we're different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that,
yeah.
Yeah.
And those, I mean, do you feel pretty comfortable doing those?
No, see, that's the not just to say no, but that's the interesting part. So it's not that when I first started, I was like, okay, maybe it's because I just started working that I'm just getting nervous, but it's like, no, I have a full kind of understanding of all the work. I know all the data points, I know what I have to hit. It's something in the head that the second it's like, all right, Roberto, you're up, boom, anxiety attack. I've tried everything, that's the funny part. So when I first started, let me hit, kind of like this, I would do slide 1 word, 2 words, slide 2, 3 words, just so I go boom, 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 I know what I want to hit. Okay, got it, boom, boom, boom. And then that was okay, it wasn't great. Then the first anxiety attack happened, and since then, anything over Zoom, I have everything written out, word for word, in the way that I would say it. So it's like, instead of talking like this and everything is like obvious that I'm reading it, it's still obvious that I'm reading it, but I throw in like something that I would actually say sometimes, so it does sound like I'm actually reading it. But I have noticed in the beginning, because I used to always be that way, I was never very good in school, I was never good at reciting speeches, I was always good at PowerPoints. But then, because I could kind of go off my own and talk about the slide and kind of freeform it, now I find that the freeforming gives me more anxiety than just at least knowing I just have to look at these words and make sure I'm saying all the words perfectly.